Good evening from BBC Points West. A leading immigration expert has warned that deporting a seriously ill grandmother living here in the West could amount to her manslaughter. Irene Nell is from South Africa. She's been staying with her family in Bristol for 4 years, but has now been told by the Home Office that she must leave. Laura Jones has been following the story.
Every single day it is like this dark cloud over your head, worrying all the time what is going to happen, what's going to happen to my mom. I want to protect her and it's out of my hands. And
Irene Nell is seriously ill with kidney disease. For the last few years she's been living here in Bristol with daughter Desiree, but now she's been told she must leave.
My mom has to have dialysis and she has to have it 3 times a week to keep her alive. South Africa doesn't offer that to her. If you're over 60, you don't get dialysis. We've got a letter supporting that from the government saying that they will not give her treatment. So that means I need to put her on a plane and send her to her death. I can't do that.
The family are getting desperate. They've started a petition and have been putting up posters on lampposts. They're also hoping that the case of another South African grandmother from Dorset will help. Myrtle Cottle is 92 and was also due to be deported, but thanks to a huge public outcry, she's been allowed to stay. Now the immigration advisor who helped that family says that deporting someone as ill as Irene poses a problem for the Home Office.
Doctors have said she cannot fly, therefore she cannot be removed. Therefore, the Home Office, by not giving permission, is creating a problem for themselves because they've got somebody who's here unlawfully. It means it's impossible to remove her without, in effect, committing manslaughter, because that's the likely outcome were she to be put on a plane.
The Home Office says that all cases are carefully considered on their individual merits in line with the UK immigration rules. Irene and Desiree say they do understand the rules, but are just begging for compassion.
Even had to go to bed and think, what's happening tomorrow? Are they going to come here now and take me or what?
Laura Jones, BBC Points West, Bristol.
Police are urging all elderly drivers to carry mobile phones after a couple spent 14 hours trapped in a car that fell down a 20-foot embankment in Gloucestershire. The car, which was being driven by an 87-year-old man, veered off the A46 near Cranham on Saturday evening, but wasn't spotted until 10 o'clock yesterday morning. He suffered minor injuries and was taken to hospital along with his 78-year-old passenger. She's described as being in a serious but stable condition. Now, oysters grown at Porlock Bay in Somerset went on sale today for the first time in more than 100 years. What started as a dream has now become a business reality thanks to the local community. Clinton Rogers has the story.
It would have been a familiar sight to our Victorian ancestors, but they haven't grown oysters here for more than a century. Now all of that has changed, and this is a true story of a community coming together. After a successful trial, the Porlock oyster growers went to the community to see if anyone was interested in helping to finance what really started as a dream. Well, more than 100 people stepped forward with more than £65,000. So now, this is a true business, ready to start selling from today, and with big ambitions for the future.
This area of the beach here will be covered in a few years with oysters. We'll have probably 500 trestles out here in a few years, and we'll have 500,000 oysters to sell in 5 years' time. It will just keep growing and growing.
The local restaurant has become one of the first commercial customers. The owner here says the revival of Porlock's oyster tradition is bound to be good for the economy of the area.
The community was asked to help fund it. They've done it. They realise there's a bigger picture than just supplying oysters. What it could do for the area, I think, once they get going, I think it'd be brilliant.
It has always been about growing jobs as much as oysters, a business the community hopes will provide employment for years to come. Clinton Rogers, BBC Points West, Porlock Bay.
Finally, there have been some wacky races in Gloucestershire today. Competitors took part in the annual bank holiday event in Tetbury, some reaching speeds of up to 30 miles an hour on the steep course. There were trophies for the fastest adult and youth teams, and the group with the wackiest vehicle. All the money raised goes to the Tetbury Lions. I bet they would have had some treacherous roads today, don't you reckon, with the rain?
Yeah, it's been a soggy bank holiday Monday, hasn't it, Seb? But after the rain comes the sunshine. This is from one of our weather watchers just a few hours ago. And get used to these scenes, because that's what we're going to have through much of this week. There'll be some spells of sunshine, it'll be mainly dry, and crucially, those temperatures gradually starting to rise. But not this evening, because we're going to have mainly clear skies. And so overnight, under clear skies, we'll see some quite chilly conditions, maybe a touch of frost in rural spots as temperatures here get down to around 2 or 3 Celsius, holding up to around 4 or 5 in the centre of town. But it's a bright start to the day tomorrow. Plenty of sunshine around. Through the morning, we'll see a little bit of cloud bubbling up and spreading out. So come the afternoon, you could catch a shower. But for most places, it is mainly dry. Temperatures getting up to around 13 or 14 Celsius. High pressure stay charging for the rest of the week, which means settled, dry conditions and temperatures slowly rising. Seb, back to you.
Alina, thanks very much. That's it from us this evening. We're back with you at the 10 o'clock news. Don't forget there's more news on the BBC website and on your local BBC radio stations. But for now, from all of us here, enjoy the rest of your evening. Goodbye.